A rack diagram is a technical illustration that depicts the arrangement of equipment within a standardized equipment rack, most commonly used in information technology, telecommunications, and data center environments. These racks, usually based on the 19-inch standard, house servers, switches, routers, patch panels, power distribution units, and other devices in vertical slots called rack units, U, each unit measuring 1.75 inches in height. Rack diagrams serve as a planning and documentation tool, providing a clear representation of the physical layout of equipment, which is essential for organization, troubleshooting, maintenance, and future capacity planning. The construction of a rack diagram generally begins with establishing the physical rack dimensions, including the total number of rack units available, the rack's width, and any constraints such as depth clearance or airflow considerations. Equipment is then mapped to its respective position in the rack, typically by assigning each device a specific U height and position within the rack stack. The diagram will usually display front views of devices, showing faceplates, ports, and indicators, though in some cases rear views may also be included to represent cabling layouts. Labels are often added to identify device names, model numbers, power connections, and network interfaces. These diagrams are usually constructed to scale, ensuring accurate representation of spacing and size relationships between devices. Common approaches to making rack diagrams vary by purpose and tools used. One method involves manual drafting using generic drawing software, where racks and equipment shapes are created or imported as stencils and arranged by hand. More sophisticated methods employ specialized software designed for network and data center documentation, such as Microsoft Visio, Lucidchart, or dedicated data center infrastructure management (DCIM) platforms. These tools provide pre-made templates and equipment libraries, allowing users to drag and drop device icons corresponding to specific manufacturers and models. For large-scale or highly standardized environments, organizations often use automated generation tools integrated with inventory databases, which can produce rack diagrams directly from asset records. In practice, the level of detail in a rack diagram depends on its use case. For high-level planning, a simplified diagram may only show device categories and relative positions, while detailed diagrams can include power consumption ratings, heat output, cabling paths, and even redundancy groupings. Some diagrams are intended for use by field technicians and therefore emphasize port orientation and labeling, whereas others are created for management-level documentation and emphasize overall capacity and utilization. It is also common to produce layered views where one diagram shows the physical rack layout, another shows power distribution, and another shows network cabling.